Okay, good morning, everyone. Let's start the celebration of this beautiful, amazing building. I'll begin by introducing myself. I am Mohammed Nuru. I serve as your Director of Public Works for the City and County of San Francisco. And today, we are going to be celebrating this amazing fire station in the Cow Hollow neighborhood. How about a big hand for the fire station? Today is an exciting day, not only for our fire department, but for the entire city of San Francisco. Every time we open a new civic building for our first responders, we are providing a safer San Francisco that will be prepared when the disaster strikes. This new fire station, which was built from ground up, replaced one that failed to meet today's building codes and first responder needs. The new fire station meets national accreditation and seismic resiliency standards to serve the needs of the 21st century San Francisco. I would like to thank our city administrator, who you will hear from in a few minutes, for her leadership. I'd also like to thank the public works engineers and architects who actually designed and managed this project. A special shout out to Magdalena Rayo, who was the project manager. Our city architect, Edgar Lopez. And Roebuck Construction. Roebuck Construction, give them a hand. They really had to work hard. Yes, thank you. And of course, all the voters in San Francisco that made this possible. This funding was passed in the 2010 Earthquake Safety and Emergency Bond, and this is the first of the full, complete firehouses that the city has produced. Isn't it beautiful? Yes. The ESA bond, which funded this seismic upgrade, is a voter-backed initiative and aimed at strengthening earthquake resiliency on neighborhood fire stations, police and ambulance facilities, and emergency firefighting water system. Public Works takes great pride in overseeing some of the city's most crucial capital improvement projects. With the support of our voters, we can continue to work on delivering world-class facilities to our many diverse neighborhoods. At this time, I now have the honor of introducing our Mayor, London Breed, who has long been a champion of making sure that San Francisco is kept safe. Join me in welcoming our Mayor, London Breed.
Good morning, everyone. I am so excited to be here today. It's always a good time when you're able to come to a new place, a new and improved place where some of our most important services take place. The people who are first responders, the people who help to protect the city and county of San Francisco, whether it's a disaster, whether it's a fire, what have you, they deserve a beautiful space where they also feel safe. And so today we are opening up just what is a beautiful firehouse. A couple years ago, I was there when we cut the ribbon, Chief, on Fire Station 1. And also, I'm looking forward to finishing the new Station 49, where our EMT and paramedics will have a safe, resilient space so that they can respond to emergencies in a timely manner. And today is just really a commitment by the voters through the ESSER bonds that have provided an opportunity to make sure that we had the funding necessary to rebuild this incredible fire station, which we all know was not in the best shape. We also know we have other fire stations that we need to repair all over San Francisco, and I can't wait to cut the ribbon on Station 5 this year. But here, You know, building a resilient city and dealing with some of the challenges that we know exist and the possible earthquake and other challenges that are yet to come, we have to think about the future. How do we make sure that our public safety folks are in buildings where they feel safe so that they can respond to emergencies to help people in need all over our city if the time comes? And as our population increases and our city grows, we need to ensure that we have the capacity and the resiliency to survive in the future. So I just want to thank all of you for being here today. I want to thank the chief and the San Francisco Fire Department for their work, and also President Steve Nicasio, the president of the Fire Commission, as well as Francie Covington and Joe Alioto Veronese, who is also joining us here today. Thank you to Local 798 and the members of the fire department. I know the former president is here. Thank you, Tom O'Connor, for being here, and so many others, and this incredible neighborhood. Thank you for your patience during the time of construction. And I, last but not least, want to thank just the 33 members of the fire department who are actually stationed at Station 16. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for allowing this process to occur and the inconvenience that occurred. But more importantly, you continue to do your jobs without complaint during this process, and made sure that our city remains safe and the residents of this community as well. So we want to thank all of you for being here. I'm looking forward to cutting this ribbon and opening this firehouse. And the best is yet to come with so many other opportunities throughout our city. Thank you again to the voters of San Francisco for investing in our public infrastructure, and we will continue to make sure that we invest every dollar wisely and you see the results in places like this. Thank you all so much.
Okay. I'll now introduce the supervisor of the district. Supervisor Catherine Stefani, come on up, please.
Thank you, Director Nuru, and thank you, Mayor Breed. I don't know if any of you had the chance to see the State of the City yesterday, but you should watch it because it'll make you proud to be a San Franciscan. And Mayor Breed said something yesterday that nothing's wrong with San Francisco that can't be fixed with what's right about San Francisco, and today is an example of that. So I want to welcome everyone to District 2, and I want to acknowledge all the people here whose leadership and hard work were absolutely vital to this project. Thank you to our amazing San Francisco Fire Department and Chief Joanne Hayes-White, to our Fire Commission President, Stephen Nicasio, and our fellow fire commissioners for your service to our community. It means so much. And thank you to Public Works and our director, Mohammed Nuru, for delivering this incredible project and doing it on budget. It was definitely worth the wait. Finally, I want to thank the residents of District 2 and San Francisco for your support and commitment to a prepared and resilient city. We know this project could not have been possible without passing the bonds in 2010 and 2014, and your commitment to earthquake safety and emergency preparedness makes all the difference in the world. And thank you to District 2 for your patience while we completed this project. Obviously, it was worth the wait, like I said. Fire Station 16, originally built in 1938, has been a home for the firefighters who have proudly served Cow Hollow, Golden Gate Valley, and the Marina for the last 81 years. The old station served our community well, but obviously it was seismically deficient and we needed an upgrade. And I want to say something too about this building. It's not just a building. I've lived in this community for 18 years. It means so much to the people who live around here. I'm a mom. I have a 14-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter. My son is in Boy Scouts. He's been in Cub Scouts. We've been in this building on the fire stations with the firefighters, teaching them about emergency preparedness, teaching them about fires, and it means so much to the community. I can't tell you how many times we've dropped off cookies and brownies. I hope they were good. Probably not, if I made them. There are so many other people, though, that have done that, and we are just so excited to have this station up and running again. I do. I live just down the street, too, 7 blocks. And every morning when I'm going to work, I drive by here and I wave to the firefighters. And, of course, they wave back. And it means so much to have this as a part of our community. It's yet another example of San Francisco pushing us to be prepared as possible in the event of an earthquake. And we know in San Francisco, earthquakes are a reality, and we continue to have to be prepared. Over the past several years, we have made massive investments in our most critical safety and emergency response infrastructure, including our new fire stations, police facilities, and improvements even to our emergency firefighter water system. For the safety of all San Franciscans, I really look forward to continuing to work with Mayor Breed and all our city departments to continue making our city safer and more resilient. With that, I want to introduce my old boss, my former boss, not old boss, Naomi Kelly, our city administrator, who is absolutely vital to our city and county of San Francisco. Naomi.
Good morning. This was very exciting for me today to pull up and see this beautiful fire station. So as you all heard, the city of San Francisco, especially if you grew up here and lived here and was here during the '89 earthquake, we think about resilience all the time. We not only think about resilience of our public assets with this beautiful fire station here today, we also think about our private assets. And on our public side, we have a 10-year capital plan where we're looking at all of our vital public facilities, and the fire stations are absolutely vital, along with our police stations. We passed the Earthquake Safety Emergency Response Bond in 2010, which this is a project, a result of that, and in 2014. And we're looking again for another ESER bond. We have been very thankful to the voters because they see that we accomplish what we're doing. They know that we are not issuing new debt without paying down old debt. We have an oversight bond committee that is making sure that we deliver on those projects, and we're united. We're united with the fire chief, Local 798, the Department of Public Works, the Board of Supervisors, and the mayor in what are the priorities for this city. But not only that, as we've talked a lot about, that we live in earthquake country. There's a 73% chance of a 6.7 magnitude earthquake by 2043. Not only are we looking at our public assets, the mayor has directed us to look at our private assets. And as you know, we've adopted a mandatory soft story ordinance, which directly impacted the Marina District, to making sure that our private assets are strong and resilient. We looked at private schools, and the mayor just recently advanced an executive directive asking us to look at tall buildings. We want to make sure that not only do we survive this earthquake, that we can reoccupy our buildings and get back into our life in San Francisco. And so that is why we're all here today, and I want to thank all of you for supporting our Earthquake Safety Emergency Response Bonds. It's for the people of San Francisco.
Thank you, Naomi. And now we'll hear from our fire chief, who calls me all the time, checking on all the projects. She's a project manager herself, in addition to all the work that she does. Joanne Hayes-White.
Thank you, Mohammed. I have Mohammed's number on speed dial, as most of my staff does. I did want to say, first and foremost, welcome to New Station 16. It is something we've anticipated for quite some time. The quality is amazing. I want to take a full tour around. This is a public building, so all of you are welcome. Neighbors and anyone from the public, the members of Station 16 would be happy to show you around our new station. Good morning to everyone that's gathered. It is quite an eclectic group of us. We're very proud to have reopened this station. It's brand new, and definitely want to have a lot of thanks. I know you've heard other people thanked, but certainly I would be remiss if I didn't thank our mayor, London Breed, whether when she was working as a fire commissioner, a supervisor, or now as our mayor. She has always been a champion for public safety, and we want to say thank you very much for that. Moving from the executive branch to legislative branch, also a champion for public safety, always has been, always will be, and that is Supervisor Catherine Stephanie, as well as her predecessor who we worked with when this project started, and that was Mark Farrell. So I wanted to thank both of you as well. As mentioned, three of our 5 fire commissioners are here. You'll hear shortly from President Nicasio, but certainly want to thank Vice President Francie Covington and District 2 longtime resident, I think born and raised here, Joe Aliota Veronese. Thank you for your support. And Mohammed, you got many of the calls because I got many of the calls from this guy here about when this was going to open. So Thank you for that. And then DPW, it's an incredible team. We work with them all the time on projects under the direction of someone that works 24/7, like the rest of us in the fire department, and that's Mohammed Nuru. He's got a great team. Magdalena was a project manager, but I know Edgar is here today, as well as Charles. Thank you very much. Robot Construction, thank you for the work that they did. Like I said, quality craftsmanship. Before going on too much further, support services, that's a division in our department, sort of the unsung heroes. They get all of the work done. And under the direction of Assistant Deputy Chief Tony Rivera, this project would not have come to fruition, at least from our end of it. He was a strong advocate, hearing loud and clear from the members of what they wanted, and certainly he worked well with Captain Steve McPartland. Both of them have incredible construction knowledge, and thank you very much for your work. I have my command staff here, the neighbors, we want to thank you. We know it was a long process, and there was some hardships along the way, I know, for you. So thank you very much for your support of public safety. This project in particular, but in general, the voters on the Easter bonds have always been very supportive. And then last but not least, we have our members. There's 9 of them working here today. Today's officers are Captain Sean Mullane and Lieutenant Ryan Toby, and all of the members. I looked at the roster today, and I've hired every single one of you except for Captain Mullane, who I helped train as the Director of Training. So as I look forward to retirement, I keep reminding myself, it's time. I've hired all these people that are working here today. So thank you very much. You were hugely patient, and also when they were reassigned up to Station 10 and over to Station 51, they kept this neighborhood in mind and kept this neighborhood safe, responding from different areas, but we made it work. We always do, so I appreciate that. There's one person in the back. I wasn't even going to recognize him because I wasn't sure if he was here. He's amazing to me, and that's our chaplain, Father John Green, who recently... Thank you, Father Green, for being here. He wouldn't want anyone to know, but he was very ill earlier this month, and really huge that you're here today. So if it fits into the time limit, just like Station 49, at the conclusion, just before the conclusion, I'd like to ask Father Green to join us up here and give us a non-denominational blessing of this station. I'd next like to introduce a huge champion of the fire department of San Francisco, like the mayor, like myself, like many others, native San Franciscan, and that is President of the Fire Commission, Stephen Nicasio. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much, Chief Hayes White. As you heard, Chief Hayes White will retire very soon. 15 years as the first woman chief of the San Francisco Fire Department. I wanted to definitely acknowledge our mayor, Mayor Breed, champion of the fire department, also a former fire commissioner, also the supervisor for my district in Japantown, District 5 as well. This is all part of a collaboration from the bond to the voters, to the collaboration of Naomi Kelly, to Mohammed Nuru, to the supervisor. We all appreciate that. I wanted to recognize that today we have the Vice President of the Fire Commission, Francine Covington. And again, we want to acknowledge Joseph Eliotto Veronese, who's the neighborhood supervisor, who reminds us constantly that Station 16 is his neighborhood fire station as well. It's very, very important. 798 representatives as well, the voters of San Francisco, the neighborhood, and members who are all part of this. We thank you so much. We look forward to the work. This is the greatest example of San Francisco, which is collaboration and taking care of public safety, definitely for our first responders. Part of this neighborhood contribution is, and I wanted to mention, Ilia Cafe with Christian O'Brien, but also Williams-Sonoma, which I shop as well, help supply the kitchen upstairs. But we also have Mr. Kendall Coleman, and I believe Will Johnson is here. Thank you so much for all of your contributions. Thank you for the neighborhood in terms of your patience as well. Thank you for being part of San Francisco. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you.
All right, are we ready to cut the ribbon? All right, so, yes, Father Green, will you come up and say a prayer for us, and then we will cut the ribbon.
We'll pray that the scissors works. So I thank Chief Hayes White for her very kind words. I'd like to meet that Father Green someday. He sounds like a nice guy. Anyway, we just call down a blessing on all those who planned this firehouse, for all those who built this firehouse, and for all those who work at Station 16. May this house always be a sign of safety and service for this neighborhood. Amen.
All right, you ready? Yeah. Okay.